Explore Tulsa is an opportunity to see behind the scenes of Tulsa's most unique places.
To hear the stories of real people who are doing fantastic things and who love living here.
We look at the people, places, and events that make Tulsa home. Welcome to a few minutes of Exploring Tulsa.
Hi, I'm Austin Morton. Thank you for joining us for another Explore Tulsa. Each week we focus on things that make Tulsa great, and we have found 4 more segments that do just that.
And I'm Trish Whitmer. Thanks for joining us. That's right, Austin. All 4 segments this week are of people who embody the entrepreneurial spirit we admire so much. We start this week's show with a woman who gives the daily grind a whole new meaning.
Being an entrepreneur, I think, is just in my blood. I've got a long line of relatives who were always business owners, and it's always, I think, been the end game for me to work for myself. I didn't know what that was going to look like, though, and so it's interesting that it looks like this, but I wouldn't change it. It's a lot of fun. You know, I have been an avid networker in Tulsa since my husband and I moved here. We don't have natural relationships here. We're not from here, so networking and getting involved in the community was really important to us. And I got connected with my business partner, Brent Nicholson, and whenever we got hooked up, we figured out that he's got a table that's not doing what it's supposed to do, and I've got the design and the inspiration and the will to make the table do the things that it should do. And that's just kind of how that came about. It was, I call it an entrepreneurial fairy tale because it just came out of nowhere. We're very focused and very driven and motivated by the same goals. So we just work on achieving them and knocking them out together, and it's beautiful. I saw a blank canvas. I love being able to come into a space, and for me, this is my design studio. You know, it's dirty, it's greasy, you don't wear nice clothes here. If you come here, you're gonna be sure to get a stain or 2 or 10 on you by the time you leave. But I wouldn't change that. I love the fact that I get to come in here. Most people would look like, that's just a sheet of metal. You know, I take that and I turn it into art and things that people want in their home. And I had no idea that that's what I love doing, but I love doing it. I love having a space where people feel comforted and invited and warmed and motivated and inspired. And so I saw the opportunity to take this metal and turn it into inspirational pieces for your home. At Gardenia Mercantile, we say for the mind, heart, and home. That's what we're about, is making sure that whenever you are in any space with walls, that you are feeling motivated or encouraged or comforted, whatever you need at that time. We like to play a part in that. When we first started out, we were making just different signs, you know, with sweet little sayings on them or custom signs for your home. And now, as I've gotten more comfortable with the equipment and more, I'm just snuggled up into my creative side, I'm making anything and everything. I have these sweet little designs. Anything that you want to say, anything that you're trying to accomplish in your space, we can help you create that. If you've got a nursery and you are bringing a princess into the world, we have all kinds of sweet princesses, castles. If you've got a slugger, we've got baseball. If you are trying to turn your dining room into that space where everyone feels welcomed, we have all of your signage that will do that. If your home is where you gather, that's what we help create the feeling of. We are tackling the metal. It's going phenomenally well. We're so thankful for everyone's support and seeing what we make and thinking, I need that for my home, or I need that as a gift for someone. We say it with a sign. Whatever you're trying to say to someone, say it with a sign. If it's you want to marry someone, will you marry me? I loved the fact that I was able to make gifts for people for Valentine's Day to give to their loved one and them open up and see a sign that says, will you marry me? I mean, how precious is that? And I got to be a part of that story. I mean, it gives me chills just thinking about it. So, who knows? Right now, we're in love with metal, and we'll always be in love with metal. But in the future, who knows? You just can't tell.
That all started from Caleb being willing to think outside the box and watching for ways to be creative. What a great company.
And did you see that plasma cutter? How cool was that? There are so many things you could do with that thing.
To see more of this story, go to GardeniaMercantile.com. There are new things being added there all the time, and you can even custom design your own piece.
We're coming back in just a moment with a whole lot of meat, so stick around for more Explore Tulsa.
Sony and Video Revolution take you there. From space travel to world championships. Tomorrow's technology today. 4K smart TVs and the largest flat screens available. Now more than ever, you have the best seat in the world when history is made. Video Revolution. On the northwest corner, 71st and Lewis.
Hi, Dr. Robert Zellner here. For over 20 years, I've offered affordable, convenient eye care in Tulsa. Right now, you can get one pair of glasses or contact lenses starting at just $99 or my two-pair deal for $129. Hey, and as always, the eye exam's included. Walk-ins are always welcome. Glasses are ready in about an hour. Plus, we have over 2,000 frames to choose from. We're open 7 days a week. Come see why we're voted Tulsa's best. And our drive-thru at 69th and Memorial makes pickup simple and easy. For the best eye care value in Tulsa, Dr. Robert Zellner and Associates.
Hello, and welcome back to Explore Tulsa.
Trish, our next segment shows us a way to satisfy our every protein craving and even suggests some things I hadn't even thought of as protein.
Tara Dye talks to us about some unique flavoring and shares her story from an early childhood memory to a great new shop in Broken Arrow.
The first time I had beef jerky, I was probably really young because I'm from Northeast Arkansas. That was one of the good snacks that we would have. And I remember in the car traveling, my dad always wanted beef jerky and pork rinds for whatever reason. I don't know if that was one of the things that was easiest for us to eat and the cleanest thing to eat in the car. Didn't have any sugar. And so I remember being young and trying out beef jerky. My dad was a county judge, so he was not really retail, but he was a politician. And then my mom wasn't either. I really always just thought that it'd be fun to own a store, but I taught for 15 years. And once I started to stay at home with the boys, my husband was in school getting his master's in business. And so I was going to a lot of his different entrepreneurial competitions. And I just fell in love with the idea of it all. And so that's really what led me into really wanting to get into the retail business. We came into the Broken Arrow Beef Jerky outlet at the end of May. What really got us interested in the beef jerky outlet business was we have a friend that actually owns some beef jerky outlets. And so he talked to us about it. And so we were actually maybe Lamar, Missouri is where we were the first time that we decided to go into one and just see what it was all about. And it was very overwhelming. Once we started going into different stores, we fell in love with it too, and just the idea of it, being able to taste the jerky before you buy it is an excellent idea. So we were in Kansas City at the time, and we were deciding what we were going to do next. And what happened is we were already looking into these different stores, and this one became available at the same time that my husband got a job opportunity here. So it was totally a God thing. I mean, it just, the stars aligned perfectly so that we could be here for both positions. It's definitely not you just walk in and start selling things. There's a lot of things behind the scenes that I did not even think about until we came into the store. Just the ordering processes, making sure that you budget your money correctly. I guess more than anything, it's probably the accounting side of it that definitely has been more of the challenge for me. Typically when people come in, they're kind of shocked to see that we have more than just beef jerky because it's the beef jerky outlet. So I'll always love to show people that we have jams and jellies, we have pickled items, we have pickles, we have hot sauces that you can't find just anywhere. And then we have venison, and then we have like the interesting exotic jerky. We have ostrich, kangaroo, alligator, elk. I have to really concentrate on turning different things off, but always staying connected. And so I still stay connected with the store even when I'm not here, but at the same time I'm still being connected with my kids too. It can be quite stressful, so a lot of times to relieve stress, exercise is the best way for me to just kind of sit back and breathe, and be able to take the kids out with me, go get some fresh air, and be able to balance things well. And that's another one of the challenges too, is just learning how to balance things. I really love coming in and visiting with the customers. I come in a lot of time and I'm supposed to be back there doing bookwork and things like that, and I love to come out and visit with the people, get to know people. I'm a very personable person. I love to meet new people. That's what keeps me excited, is just what new products can we get in to get more people into the store, to make our customers happy, and to give them healthy options to choose from. I love the Broken Arrow community, and the Broken Arrow Chamber has been so welcoming, inviting, and so helpful to me, being new to the area and a new business owner. I've really talked to them a lot, lots of emails, and a lot of the luncheons that we go to. They are so helpful and encouraging too. We constantly encouraging each other, and everyone that walks through the store, they're so friendly and ready to talk, ready to try the jerky, and I feel like it's been a great experience here.
Who doesn't love beef jerky, Trish? I think every road trip or camping trip I've ever been on involves some sort of jerky.
And it's not just beef jerky. Venison, salmon, kangaroo, wild boar, and ostrich. Just go by and ask Tara for a sample to see what your favorite is.
We turn next to a woman who turned her struggle with bulimia and depression into a lifelong commitment to fitness.
Here's a word for you: stress. If you're like most people, stress has simply become a way of life.
That means things like fatigue, weakness, muscle and bone loss, moodiness or depression, and dozens of other symptoms.
If you're stressed over an argument, your body can still react as if you're facing a life or death situation.
The food that you eat has a direct effect on your body's ability to handle stress.
So get rid of the processed food and sugary snacks and embrace fruits and vegetables, high quality protein and healthy fats.
Secondly, engage with your supportive friends and family. Social engagement is the body's most evolved strategy for responding to stress.
And finally, take time to exercise, which is as simple as going for a brisk walk. Come to FMI for an adrenal stress evaluation.
Thanks for coming back. We often talk about our health and being healthy, and while not every program can be the perfect fit for everyone's schedule, we found one woman who has enough happening to pretty much cover all the bases.
We sat down with Stephanie and found out that as a college student, she changed her major from pre-med to fitness because of some personal struggles, and is now on a path to change the world and make it very, very fit.
I got started in personal training because I had my own experience with gaining weight and then needing to learn how to lose it. And so I got into fitness when I got into college. I switched my major from pre-med to fitness because I gained weight, and so I started learning how to exercise and diet and all of that. At first it was self-taught, just reading magazines and doing a lot of stuff that didn't work, like not eating enough food during the day and just trying to restrict my calories and doing a bunch of cardio. And that actually led to having an eating disorder because I would just not eat all day, and then I would binge on food at night, and then that would repeat, and then I started learning how to throw up the food. So that was it at first. It wasn't really till I started studying it in school more and worked with a personal trainer myself that I really learned how to get fit. I just knew I had something inside of myself where I have a bigger purpose on earth. It's I just couldn't figure it out. But I still really struggled with bulimia, even though I had become a personal trainer. And got into personal development and did that for a couple years, but still couldn't get rid of the eating disorder. One day in 2008, I was looking at the wall, just wondering what the point of life was anymore. And I went riding four-wheelers with friends, and I fell off of one, and I broke my back, and the doctor said I should have been killed or paralyzed, and I was fine. I had a broken back for 2.5 months, but I just took that as a time to start seeking spirituality. Like I was like, something is keeping me alive. And I realized the potential inside of me, and I feel like inside of everybody, to be able to be, do, and have anything that we want, no matter what our past is. And we can forgive, and we are resilient, and and we deserve to thrive in life. And we have purpose, and I think everyone has that. And I want people to thrive, like my clients to thrive. I feel so blessed that I was able to change my life when I thought I was just ruined, basically. And I want to be able to bless other people with that. No matter how many things they've tried or how far gone they think they are, everyone wants a fresh start. And getting a healthy and fit body and building confidence in that way is a foundation of it all. Fit Body Bootcamp, compared to like one-to-one personal training, it's large group training.
Here there are 3 different levels of fitness. So if you have a hurt knee or a hurt shoulder, they give you options. So you don't have to do such high impact exercises, and I think that's fantastic because you get all sorts of different clients that come in here that have health issues, and we can actually cater to that.
So we still help people, like you are coming in, it's not a fitness class where there's just a trainer up there choreographing a class. There's a trainer walking around and helping you work to your proper fitness level, making sure that you're using proper form and all of that, and also just like motivating you and encouraging you. Fit Body Bootcamp, we're really all about having fast and high energy and fun workouts. And it's only 30 minutes, so that way people can come in. Like, people are busy, and generally a lot of people don't like to work out. But they can come here and make it really fun for them and really fast and effective so you can get results. Because we also help people with nutrition and then with accountability, like having an accountability coach and a meal plan and grocery list, and just teaching them how to start developing a healthy lifestyle.
I love to help people. If I can help them reach their goals, then that's what I need to be doing.
We want to make people feel really special. Like, that's the thing, that we know that some people, have a life where it's just like out there in the world. Like, I never really had to work out there in like the corporate world, and I just see it from being in when I've done different networking groups. It's just so, they can be so negative and like people just gossiping all the time. So you never know if a person has a job like that, where it's out there in that type of world, and we might be the only place they come, where we know their name and we give them hugs and we give them high fives. And so we're all about that. It's like showing them appreciation and just like being a lighthouse and making them feel like they're the most special person in the world.
She has her own success story, and I think that really helps guide them. And she's involved with them. A lot of our challengers, she takes them on as herself. That way she has her hands in there, she gets dirty with them. So you couldn't ask for anything better.
It's really satisfying because it's like a new challenge every day. And it's definitely challenges that aren't like happy challenges sometimes, but I couldn't see myself doing anything different. My life is personal development and purpose driven, and I just like want to help other people do the same thing. And I love seeing people light up. I think about that a lot. I just want to help people like light up and make breakthroughs and find their purpose in life like I was able to do. So it was such an amazing turnaround for me. It's just a different way of looking at life.
You go, girl. I like this kind of story.
Stephanie has a great system set up with multiple locations. You'll find one convenient to you. Find her at Fit Body Bootcamp and get moving.
We're coming right back with another story after this break.
When Explore Tulsa returns.
Our most beautiful 4K HDR TV. Easily manage your cables for even a clean rear look. It hangs flat on the wall, just like a piece of art. Yet, its slimness creates astounding images. Experience new discoveries with Android TV by getting instant access to everything you need. Introducing the latest Sony 4K HDR TV.
Welcome back to another story on Explore Tulsa.
Trish, not everything around us is good, nice, and safe, and friendly. Sometimes bad people try to harm even the best and most innocent of us.
I'm sorry to say, Austin, that's a very real statement. And while we can't let bad things control our lives, we can ask people like Tim Fancher to step in and teach us to protect ourselves when the time comes.
There's been over 1,200 violent attacks on churches since January of 1999. And right now the public narrative is that Christians are weak, that they're vulnerable, that they don't know how to deal with these sort of things. And that's what I'm setting out to address and make it clear to everybody that once Psalm 144 has been in there, once the church protection team is in place, that if evil tries to darken the door, this is the wrong church. And there's a way that you can do that while still having that welcoming atmosphere. And that was that tension that I set out to address. Well, I've been in the martial arts for over 30 years. I'm a former police officer, and I've been involved in about every aspect of security you can imagine. And my undergraduate degrees are in criminal justice and interdisciplinary studies with an emphasis in sociology. And I came to ORU to attend seminary and earn a Master of Arts in Practical Theology. And back in 2012, I became involved with a very tiny church, had a number of credible threats that came in as a result of a video that they had released that went viral. And whenever I became involved to work to protect the family and the church at large is when I realized what a huge issue there was with church security. And as I started investigating it, I realized that one of two things were happening. Either people were completely ignoring it, pretending like a church is invulnerable to any kind of violent attack, which is nonsense, to people were going too far with it, and they had almost paramilitary looking people running around, and they were scaring off potential visitors. So I set out to address how do you harden a church, that is make it where it doesn't look like it's a target to a possible bad guy or someone engaging in predatory behavior while creating a warm and welcoming atmosphere for people who might be considering the church. And a result of that was Psalm 144 church protection seminars. And what changed things for me was WFX magazine, Worship Facilities magazine. They published my first article nationally January of last year. And as a result of that, they had invited me down to Dallas for WFX Dallas, which is the largest church conference in America. And I spoke on church security. And on October 8th and the 9th, I was down there, and I said that based on my training, education experience, and almost 5 years of research, that a violent attack on the church is imminent. And that I don't believe it was going to be in New York, Chicago, LA. And what I said down there in front of hundreds and hundreds of people was that I believe it's going to be in a small rural church in Texas, Nebraska, or Oklahoma. Less than 2 weeks later, Sutherland Springs happened, and 26 people were slaughtered when they came together to worship. So what I do is I train all day Saturday, and then on Sunday I oversee the newly formed church protection team, and then we have 2 to 3 hours of follow-up training after that. There's a saying of the greater the sacrifice, the greater the value attached. Whenever you have someone who's not doing security for $8 or $9 an hour, they're doing it because they love their church. They're doing it because they know Mrs. Smith. They know little Lily that's running around. They know little Luna that's running around. And I'm here to lay down my life if I have to. If someone comes in that door, you cannot train that into somebody. So when you get the congregation members that have that heart and intent, they are within one weekend, they are at a level of an experienced security officer because they have that heart and intent and they have the love for their church. Tori Meehan, who happens to be Miss Tulsa, is a friend of mine from ORU, and she's a street edge student, but she expressed interest in 144, and that's why I was so happy that she could be a part of today, because that was true training that I was giving her before she came in, and I firmly believe that if she needed to remove a belligerent subject, that she could do it. And she's Miss Tulsa. She's a college student. I don't know how to separate who I am from keeping people safe and secure. It's all the same thing. That is who Tim is. I have what I call a 2 a.m. mirror test, where I look in the mirror and I ask myself 2 questions. Did I learn anything today, and did I help anybody today? And if the answer isn't yes to both of those, then I just failed my own test. And I wasn't getting that. I wasn't able to say yes when I was in the sales world, and that's why I made the huge leap of faith a month ago to make this full time, and was incredibly blessed to be able to have this facility. And Bob, the owner of the building, believes in me, and the different things that have led to my being able to have the support that I have here. I mean, I've had a number of failures in my life. I've been knocked down more times than I can think about. But what I always say is I go back to Proverbs 28, the righteous are bold as a lion, and every time I get pushed against the wall, I push off stronger because I've got God at my back.
That guy's eyes when Miss Tulsa escorted him out of the danger zone, Trish, whoa, she had complete control.
We hope you don't need to utilize any of those techniques, but isn't it wise to have safety in place before an emergency happens? Thanks, Tim, for making our meeting places just a little more secure.
And doing it all in an unobtrusive manner. Pretty impressive. We're going to take a break for a moment and then wrap it all up when Explore Tulsa returns.
Take charge of your health. We are what we put into our bodies.
We approach medicine from a unique standpoint. Rather than treating only the symptoms of an illness, we work to find the root cause and promote wellness of the entire body.
Our clinic offers complete assessment and treatment programs, including hormone replacement therapy, osteopathic manipulative therapy, and genetic DNA testing. It all starts with a medical evaluation.
Contact us today to begin your path to wellness.
Look at us. We woke up one morning with every song that ever mattered to anyone. So now what? Music's meant to be heard, out loud, where your life happens, where you dance, where you love, and where you live. When everyone has every song ever written, what matters most is how you listen.
Come hear for yourself at Video Revolution.
That's our show for this time. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate you supporting what we do each week.
Special thanks to Kayla Norris and crew at the Gardenia Mercantile for getting down and dirty so we all get to enjoy your creativity.
Thanks to Tara Dye for sharing your passion for being an entrepreneur and bringing us the beef jerky outlet.
Plus, our thanks to Stephanie Flynn and all the staff at Fit Body Bootcamp. We're up, we're active, we love what you do. And thanks to Tim Fancher from Psalm144.org. We need people like you to keep us all safe.
Remember, if you missed any of the show, you can always find us at exploretulsa.com and on YouTube, the Explore Tulsa channel.
As always, each week we feature the people, places, and attractions that make us proud to call Tulsa our home.
Hey, don't forget to like us on Facebook and share with us someone you think Tulsa should know more about.
Explore Tulsa is brought to you by Video Revolution, located on the northwest corner of 71st and Lewis.
Stop in and say hi to Ron, me, and all the guys for any of your home entertainment needs.
And Explore Tulsa is also proudly brought to you by Dr. Robert Zollner and Associates.
Home of Tulsa's best eye care value with 2 locations, 3016 South Harvard and 69th Memorial.
Stop by our newest sponsors, Drs. Michelle and Mark Sherwood from Functional Medical Institute, located on the northwest corner of 61st and Sheridan.
Your journey to whole body healing and wellness begins with Functional Medical Institute.
Well, that's all the time we have for you on this week's show, but we'll see you next week right here on Explore Tulsa.